shoes. And hello to these shoes. New shoes.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the BB Collective. I made it back from Japan in one piece. I know a lot of my family and friends were a little worried about me because I did the solo trip, but I had the best time of my life and I survived. Who would have thunk it? So today's video is going to be talking to you just about the shopping I did in Japan and just all of the advice I got from friends that I've met and friends that I already had there about where to shop for what specific things that I wanted. And there's also going to be a mini haul because my true intention of going on this trip was not to buy stuff. It was just to experience being alone in a new place, but I can't not shop. And then I'm also going to be talking to you about some street style that I saw in Tokyo specifically, but just Tokyo and Kyoto in general. So if you want to see that, then keep watching. Okay, first things first, I'm going to talk to you about the shopping guide, and this is going to be more specifically geared toward Tokyo. And whether you've been to Japan or not, Tokyo is huge, and it's made up of a bunch of different prefectures or little neighborhoods. So the names I'm going to be using, just know that they're all within Tokyo. So there's 6 places that I learned about this whole trip. 4 of them I've been to, and 2 of them I did not make it to. These are just all the places that they specifically told me I needed to go because they know my love for fashion and they know my love of shopping. So they graciously gave me a little snippet of what the neighborhood is like and why I should visit. So first one is the biggest one and probably the most well-known one, and that's Shibuya. Shibuya is known for that really infamous, crazy busy crosswalk where there's just a ton of people. One of the biggest, well, in my opinion, one of the most well-known reasons why Shibuya is so known for shopping is because of 109 or Ichimaru-Q, and they also have 109 Men's, which is a separate building. So what it is, it's just like this huge, I think it's like 9-story building. You see a bunch of like little boutiques that hold shoes, accessories, clothes, hair accessories, jewelry, everything that you can imagine in that little circle. And then you go up and it's another little circle of just different brands. And they're all brands that I've never heard of before I had gone to Japan. And so I think they're all Japanese made brands, which is fantastic. The one thing I want to note for this particular building, Ichimaru-Q, is it is a little bit younger, I want to say. Like the style is a little bit more like it girl style for Japan, I want to say. And then there's some like kawaii looking outfits and clothes that you can buy, but it's cute. Like, it's still cute. I still wanted to buy many things when I went in there, but I didn't. I had to hold off. That was like at the beginning of my trip, and I was like, just wait until you see more things and then decide what you want to buy later. So good thing I did. And then jumping over to 109 Men's, Ichimaru-Q Men's, it's a separate building, and I think it's a little smaller, but it's specifically men's clothing. And it's the same idea as the women's version, but it's just for men's. But also in Shibuya, you could go to big name stores like Zara, H&M, Uniqlo, Forever 21, things like that. And then they have a few like little boutiques that have Japanese made stuff. So that's a really good place to check out. I feel like if you're in Tokyo, it's inevitable that you're going to go there anyway, because the crosswalk and the Hachiko statue, which is that famous story of the dog and his owner, and it's just a big, lively part of the city, and there's a lot of clubbing and bars to go to if you're into that also. So it's just a great area, and you should definitely go check it out. The next area I want to discuss with you is within walking distance from Shibuya, and I say that because I did that firsthand, so I know it's doable. But that is Harajuku, and I'm sure because Gwen Stefani made it so famous in the States, you know about at least Harajuku style. It's a little bit more out there, but then that's what I initially thought. But then I went to Harajuku, and there's a good stretch of street, like a I'm not sure what the street is called, but it's basically like a Fifth Avenue or Rodeo Drive type of idea, because it has all of the like Yves Saint Laurent, Chanel, Gucci, Ralph Lauren. Like there's just all these really expensive, well-known designers all the way down that street. And you kind of have to, if you're walking from Shibuya to Harajuku, you kind of got to walk down it anyway to get to that famous alleyway where it has like the Harajuku style stores. But the entrance is right next to the Harajuku train stop, so you can't miss it, especially if you're specifically going to Harajuku. You just get off and there it is. But there's a lot of like kawaii type stores, and if you don't know what that means, kawaii in Japanese means cute, and it's like a cute girl style. So you'll see a lot of, especially if you've been to like maid cafes there, it's kind of like that. It's kind of like frilly, really girly, really feminine, almost doll-like, is how I would describe the kawaii style. And then you have like other stores down that same alleyway, and it's really like funky stuff. There's like costumes for cosplay, and everything is just fun. It's just like a super vibrant area to be in with what you see and even what you hear. There's just so many people. It's loud. People are like yelling about their sales that they're having, especially because I went right before Christmas time, and it's just so lively. There's loud music coming from the stores. There's you can step off into like a cat cafe. You can get some of that crazy shaped cotton candy. You can buy some crazy socks. There's a store that had really, really, really cute dog clothes. So there's just so much to see on that street. And the craziest part is in that very first maybe 4 blocks. And then once you get towards the end, it kind of quiets down a little bit, and there's a lot of vintage secondhand stores, and then some more like maybe not as well known, at least for me, not as well known Japanese designers that kind of have really cool, kind of has like a Western hipster type vibe to it. And then there's also some like Japanese street style brands that have stores. And this is all kind of towards the back of that beginning entranceway by the train station. So you just keep walking, and there's so many stores that you can just pop your head into and buy anything you want. It's all at the tip of your fingers if you want it. Okay, the next spot that I'm going to talk to you guys about is one that I went to for 2 reasons. I went to check out some shopping, and I also went to go to bars. And that is Shinjuku. Shinjuku train station is the biggest train station in the world. Don't quote me on that. Somebody told me that, but I'm going to take it for what it is, because it is big. I got lost multiple times when I was there by myself, and just to walk the circumference of that train station would take you like a good, I would say like an hour, depending on how fast you're walking, of course. Shinjuku is one of the places that was suggested to me by my very good friend that I stayed with in Tokyo. She actually recommended it to me over going to Shibuya, because she said Shibuya and Harajuku are a little bit younger, aside from the designer stores. But it's affordable, but it's more our age, which I'm 25, she's 26. So it's a little bit more sophisticated, not as cutesy. I believed her. I saw so many stores that I recognized, like Zara, Gap. There was a huge Forever 21. There was a Uniqlo. There's the Odakyu department store that has some pretty expensive things in there also. A little bit out of my price range. Actually, a lot of it out of my price range. So Shinjuku is definitely a place to check out if you don't get lost in the train station first. Because it has great shopping. And then there's also this area called Golden Guy that somebody told me about and that I got to go to, and it's just this multiple like alleyways filled with like mini bars. They're like cute, and a lot of them have themes. They can hold maybe like 20 people max in there, and it's just so intimate, but it's cool. They have great drinks, and it's just a cool place to check out, just like the little alleyways, and it's always busy with tourists and whatnot. So Shinjuku is definitely a place that you would want to check out. Now I want to tell you about the 2 bonus places that I heard about on my trip that I didn't really get to explore much, if at all. The first one is Roppongi, and Roppongi I went to the mall there actually. They have like a really beautiful mall. It's small, but it's really beautiful, and the architecture is fantastic. But I went there just to see a special light installation for Christmas. Kind of has high-end stores in there, and it's beautiful, but definitely out of my price range. And then outside you have like a huge Louis Vuitton and Chanel, so more of the designer brands as well. Because that area in specific was told to me that that's where most of like the Japanese celebrities and television and movie stars live. The area I think is like their version of Beverly Hills, which is kind of cool to see. It's just beautiful and clean, and everything is kind of more modern and new. It's a beautiful area to see, so definitely check out Roppongi if your wallet allows. And then the second place that I didn't get to visit at all, but somebody told me to go, is Shimokitazawa. And I was told to go there because there's a lot of vintage stores to be visited over in that area. So that's kind of all I know about that area. I didn't get to, like I said, I didn't get to explore it myself, but if you can, please tell me below if you've been there and what kind of shopping is there. I fully intend to go back to Japan at some point and bring a fat wallet just so I can spend money on the fashion there. The last place that I want to tell you about that actually wasn't on my radar at all, because I never heard of it, but it was right next to the neighborhood that I was staying at my friend's house. She lives in Asagaya, and we walked like a maybe 15-minute walk to this long arcade. And when I say arcade, I don't mean like a gaming arcade, because trust me, I got that confused so many times. But in Japan, an arcade is just like a really long shopping, I want to say shopping path. But it's just like a long walkway. Sometimes it goes for a couple miles, and it's just a bunch of like little shops and like restaurants and pachinko, casinos. Are they called casinos? Pachinko stores. It's gambling. I'm going to say pachinko casino. So this was actually in Koenji. Like I said, I didn't think to go here, and it was only through my friend who lives there and has lived in Japan her entire life that she told me about it and took me there. And this was the place that was a gem for me, because I tried to do when I was going on this trip, I told myself, okay, you're going to go shopping, and if you're going to do it, check out the secondhand stores, because I've been trying to get into that here in the States, but I was like, just check out secondhand stores if they have any, and Japan delivered. They had so many in different areas, but this area, they had a really good mix of like the high-end vintage stores where you can get like vintage Chanel and Prada and things like that, and then you had like the other side of the expensive vintage, where it's like actual clothing, like real fur coats and stuff from like the 1940s and whatnot, that is really expensive to buy still, even though it's really old. And then they had some really awesome secondhand stores that were like 1,000 yen for a top, and I equate 1,000 yen. I don't know what the exact currency exchange is right now, but like 1,000 yen to me is like $10, 10 US dollars. So I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna go into these stores. So I did do a little shopping, and like I said, I went here earlier on my trip, but then I also went the very last day by myself, just so I can go back and see some more of the clothes there up close. So this is where I did most of my shopping, and this is where my mini haul comes into play. I just, like I said, I could not do without shopping. I tried so hard. I even told my friends multiple times, like, I'm not going shopping. I tried, I didn't find something that I fell in love with. I did it. I found stuff. And I found some really cute stuff. Okay, so let me go through the stuff that's not from the secondhand stores, because I did find a really cute boutique, and I had to save the receipt here because I forgot what the name was, and in this clip, you can't really see the name. It was nighttime. I went at nighttime. What a time to go shopping, right? Anyway, it's called Lieberman. Don't know what that means, or how it pertains to the type of clothes that are there. But if I were to describe the style, it's very contemporary, like just oversized and not so much form-fitting. They have really cute stuff. That's all that's important, I think. So the first thing that I got, which I've been seeing girls in Japan, they can pull off like the oversized, like comfy, big sweaters like no other. It looks so good on them. And I don't know if it's like my body type, or I just think I look funky when I have too much fabric on me, but I tried on so many sweaters in other areas, and I'm like, I'm sinking in this. Like, this is just, I get the oversized idea, but I'm like floating in fabric. But I went to this boutique, Lieberman, and I saw a sweater, and I was like, all right, I gotta try it on because it's really cute. It's this guy. So this has a really awesome mock neck, which I really love because it doesn't so much feel like I'm being choked up here. Just a little bit to keep my neck warm. And then it has like this blouson sleeve with the ribbed cuff. It's pretty simple, but I love it. It worked for me. It's just a really clean, contemporary looking sweater. But this is one thing that I was like, I gotta have it. I tried it on and I was like, yes, a sweater that looks good on me. Thank you. Okay, so that was a good one. Okay, my second piece isn't a piece of clothing, but it's something that I needed because R.I.P. beret. The beret that I brought with me that I was so excited to bring with me on the trip, I lost the very first day or night. Pretty sure I left it in my backpack locker at the hostel I stayed at when I first got to Japan. I was so mad because that was my only beret, and it was black. But anyway, I got a new one because I just had to replace my old one, and it was this guy. It's a maroon color. It's not as wide as the previous black one that I had. It's a little bit more fitted, and it's fuzzy, you guys. That's why I loved it, because it was soft and it's fuzzy, and it just kind of adds like a added texture rather than the flat black one that I had. So it just kind of gives it a little bit more zhuzh, I guess. But I love this guy, and I've already worn it multiple times. It's a good color for fall, winter. Will I wear it in the summertime? Probably not, because it gets 100 degrees in LA. Okay, my next item that I got from Lieberman, and it's my last item that I got from there, are these earrings. Can you see them? Can you see them? Can you see them? Yeah, they're little faces. They're so cute. It has like a little burgundy colored eyes. They're gold, and it has the little pearl detail on them. I love them. I've been so into statement earrings lately, especially like cool, like vintagey unique looking ones. So these are a really cute find. And just so you know, like the 3 pieces that I bought, I think equated to, let me check my receipt, $67 for the 3 things. And that was because things were on sale. God, I was worried about going to Japan like when it was cold and just in the winter, like the beginning of winter. But they have like sales like we do here for Christmas. So I was like, hell yeah, score. I'm saving money. Always thinking ahead. I'm just kidding. I didn't realize that. Okay, so that was the first place I bought stuff. The second place I bought stuff is here. This place I almost didn't walk into, but I was like, no, let's just walk in there, because I had already gone to a couple vintage secondhand stores and I didn't find anything. Close to finding stuff, but I didn't end up buying anything. I was like, let me just check this place out. Why not? I went in there. It's totally, like, just from the outside kind of looked like dingy, grungy. Not something I would typically like walk into, but I did it. I did it because it looked kind of cool at the same time. Something lured me in there. But there was no name outside, and I only found out the name of it because of the bag that they gave me my stuff in, and I actually have it here. It's called Booby Trap and Cat's Paw. I think it's like 2 in 1. The Booby Trap part is like used clothes and punk shop, and then Cat's Paw is like ladies' used clothes and accessories. So I got stuff from Cat's Paw / Booby Trap, and I'm sure glad I did. One of them I already wore for Christmas Eve, and it's this guy. See how I'm on like this whole mock neck trend here? Yeah, I love it. It's just beautiful. It has like a little fine rib detail like throughout the whole garment, and there's like some lurex kind of so like weaved into the fabric, so it has like a little bit of shimmer on its own, if you can tell. And then it just has all this beading around the neck, around the neckline, and just trickles down the front bodice. It's beautiful. But I was like, I have to have it, and I'm surprised I found it because I kind of had to dig. And I was in the black, like it was color coordinated, and I was in the black section, and I was like, of course, I'm looking for something black. Like, don't look for something black. But then I was like, what is this? I see beads and sparkle. So I got this, and I love it. Worn it once already, and I want to wear it 50 million times over again. And now I can, because I already showed it to you. That was probably like, I'm pretty sure that was like 1,000 yen, like 10 bucks. So thank you, Booby Trap / Cat's Paw. And then the second piece I got, again, is black. Oh wow. It's cute, and I couldn't pass it up, and it was pretty close to that other top. So it's this blazer. It's velvet, #1, and it has like this Swiss dot action on all over the bodice. And then it has like this really cute applique with hook and eye, so you could close it. It's just like a well-made blazer. There's shoulder pads in it. Yeah, I know how people think about shoulder pads, but I love them, and I will wear them till the day I die. And it's really cute. I feel like I could wear this and make it like business casual if I wanted to, or I can even, like I said, do it as like a sexy tuxedo. Good find. Good find, and that was also like 1,000 yen, because I only bought those 2 things at this secondhand store, and I spent a total of 2,072 yen. So that's like 20 bucks. Trust me, there was so much more that I wanted to buy, but I kind of had to reel myself back in because I spent too much money on this trip already, and I kind of I justified these pieces because I was like, it's on sale. It's from a secondhand store. There's just so much influence that I tried to take in. I was so enamored by everything that I saw. So if you are into fashion, visit Tokyo or Japan in general at least once in your life. I mean, everybody, when you think of fashion and where should I go, people think of, okay, New York, people think of Milan, people think of Paris, people think of London. Go to Tokyo. You won't regret it. There's so much to see, and there's just so much to do in general. Even if you're like, oh, okay, I can see the fashion, but what else is there to do? There's everything to do. And the food is amazing, and the people are amazing. You just can't go wrong. I fell in love with that place, and I really want to move there at some point. That's the end of my mini shopping guide, mini shopping haul / street style gabbing, if you will. But my last message to you is just, whether you do it alone or with somebody, just travel. I haven't done it so much, but I want to do it more and more and more, and just see what else is out there. See what fashion comes from different countries, and how fashion in the U.S. has been heavily influenced by people from around the world. There's just so much to take in, and I honestly believe that the more you travel, the more you experience different people and different cultures, the more together we'll be. Like, the more at peace our world will be. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel and supporting, and if you have any suggestions for new places to go, or even new suggestions for places to visit in Japan, don't hesitate to leave a comment below. I love sharing, and I love how people can look at other people's comments and learn from that. And don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that little alarm button that allows you to see when I post new stuff. And yeah, thank you so much. Love you.